So now we shift from Hellfire Peninsula to Zangermarsh. This is a really big mushroom I'm sitting on. So how many of you sometimes had a hard time figuring out, like, let's say if you didn't do this back then, but like when you were first trying to figure out where the heck am I supposed to go for these dungeons in this raid, and then you realize, wait a minute, because then you look over here, you see this whole setup over here, you see it all being siphoned up, and then you're like, wait a minute, all these pipes go here into this middle area. What if I were to... Oh, well, hello. Where does this go, I wonder? That's right. Heroic leap in the water for the win. Or as, So there's someone, or as I've said, someone else I know refers to it just simply as "Hop," because of the barbarian from Diablo 2. Alright, let me hop out of the water. Hop! Well, hello there, Mr. Death Knight. So yes, this is the area where you get access. This is the meeting stone. Obviously for the raid right there, but... Alright, over there is the Underbog, there's the Steam Vault. And then over here should be, yep, the Slave Pen. So this is where you access all 4 of these instances. Now, of course, when you go through the questing of Zangermarsh and such, you know, you learn about the stuff involving the Broken as well as the Naga. How the Naga are, as well as Lady Vosh are working with Illidan and such, and yeah. And the very strange, complicated relationship with the Broken. As well as the druids that, you know, that are part of the Cenarian expedition trying to help deal with what's going on here.
Hello. Good luck, friend. I am on.
The Naga are pumping all the water away for their own use. And entire species are dying out as a result. If we don't do something soon, what life is left on this dying world will disappear forever.
Goddess, watch over you.
Coilfang Reservoir is the name for a Naga-dominated compound that lurks under Zangermarsh's deepest waters. The reservoir, punctured throughout by massive open pipes and pistons, seems big enough to house armies, and yet its purpose isn't strictly military. By the way, I'm still doing this on my warrior, because I realize there's still a number of things here I don't have. And warrior is probably the best class for farming appearances of weapons, considering how many different kind of weapons that the warrior can wield. Other than apparently wands is the only thing that a warrior cannot use. What warrior would ever dare just simply utilize a wand? I mean, seriously.
How may I help?
You have to help me. We were sent here to investigate the various parts of the reservoir, but my friends haven't come back yet. It's been a long time. That's why I need you to discover what became of them. Naturalist Bite and Weeder Greenthumb went this way. I think you can also get quests in the zone that have you go into the dungeons to continue other things and are part of the storylines and quest arcs. From what Nahud has told me, 2 mighty creatures, Rockmar the Crackler and Quagmirin, were among the first enslaved by the Naga when they arrived. They helped to subjugate many of the native races of Zangermarsh, though it pains me greatly to ask you to do so. You must put them down.
Farewell.
What?
I joined this expedition for one reason. Orc revenge.
Hold on.
My village was able to escape the Naga onslaught at first. We would have all made it to Nagrand had it not been for my brother. He sold our souls for his own freedom. Now he works here as a slave driver, whipping his own brothers until their backs bleed. Make Menu pay, Orc.
You come back sometime.
So yeah, these are the slave pens. And yeah, the name kind of just says it all. This is a place where they utilize the broken as slaves. Now, I should also point out that later on, this would kind of be expanded upon in regards to the Naga that are here. They tried to see if they could expand on this and say... in Cataclysm. Specifically in Vizir. Now, you'll notice that at first the rest of those broken slaves were hostile to me. But once I took down their Naga master that was, forcing them to work, they then became unhostile. Instead of attacking me like they had to if I was, because once I pull them, they get hostile. But once I get rid of their Naga overlords, all of a sudden they're no longer hostile to me. So that way I don't have to kill them, because I would unfortunately have to kill them if that was the case. But as long as I just simply kill the Naga slave runners that are running them, then I can be able to kind of spare them from dying. So, anyways. We have waited forever for this thing to come. Sometimes they'll run away, sometimes they'll just kind of keep working. What we found out is that, again, this goes back to the Alzheimer thing, because here it's depicted that they were just simply using the broken as slaves. When we found out the reality of what was going on was a little bit more complicated than that. Again, once I take down that Coilfang guy, all of a sudden they stop. Except that guy is still casting on me. I don't know why, but... It's like, dude, stop it. I don't want to have to kill you. Stop it. Stop. Stop chasing me. There we go. Alright, good. In Legion, one of the things they tried to show was that the relationship between the Illidari and the Broken was more complicated. That there were those who were like genuine allies and such of the Illidari and Illidan, as opposed to here in Burning Crusade, where it was just like, you are our slaves! So this is why I said that this was going to be a strange continuation. By the way, you'll notice we're getting rep with the Cenarian Expedition. This is part of what I was... I mentioned this earlier, that there was a rep you could work on. Let me see... Let's see. Guardian... Cenarius. There we go. Earn Exalted with the Cenarian Circle and the Cenarian Expedition. Once you do that, you get the Guardian of Cenarius title. You also get a particular mount as well. Whoops. There it is. The Cenarian War Hippogriff. You can get this once you get Exalted with the Cenarian Expedition. So, this is the Broken that betrayed his people. Menu the Betrayer. Menu is one of the Broken Draenei twisted and deformed by demonic energies unleashed by the orcs. When the Naga invaded Zangarmarsh, many of these tragic beings desperately attempted to escape the region. Menu, however, chose a different path to freedom. In exchange for his own life, he betrayed his fellow Broken to the Serpentine invaders and agreed to lord over his kin as a slave driver. Sold out his own people just to save his own hide. So he's got a few totems he can drop along with lightning bolts and a healing ward.
I need to get closer. You brought this on yourselves!
No, you did. Yes, you do. collaborators. Yep. Yep, a number of Broken were just like, yeah, sure, I'll work with you. There were a number of different Broken that either would willingly join and help out, or were forced to, that were either genuinely loyal to Illidan and the Illidari, or were, say, playing along, like Akama was, just kind of biding their time. And then there were those who just outright resisted and were basically forced to be enslaved. So, this one is interesting right here. This is Scarthus the Heretic. Why is he a heretic? Well, because he is one of those who, and this is what I was going to mention, was that this kind of started a storyline that they wanted to continue in Cataclysm, specifically in the zone Vashir. And they were working on that. However, because of the negative reaction from a lot of the community about Vashir, they stopped it. As in, they just dropped it and never continued it. To this day, it has never been continued. It was basically going to be a Neptulon storyline, because this guy is loyal to Neptulon, not necessarily to Illidan and such. They fear my words. They make an example out of me. A mockery of the one true god, Neptulon. Puh. Retribution comes, mortal. The glorious hand of the Tide Hunter will one day sweep through the non-believers like a scythe against a new harvest. Burn it down, Orc. Burn it all down. They deserve nothing. Do you hear me? Nothing. They must pay for what they have done. For what they continue to do. I would kill Vosh myself if I could break free of these damned bindings. Or maybe you seek to do the work of Neptulon? Her death serves both of us, soft skin. Will you assist me in forming the sacred cudgel? Bring me the elemental signets that the cudgel requires. The earthen signet is held by Gruul, the dragon killer. Gruul can be found inside his lair in the Blade's Edge Mountains. The second signet is the blazing heart of a creature known as Nightbane. This mythical beast is said to reside in the hallowed halls of the prophet Medivh. Make haste. So this is part of, that whole, arcing quest line and attunements and such. Like, this is literally, hey, go kill, go kill Gruul in the raid, and then go take on Nightbane in Karazhan. So, yeah. And again, this was all supposed to be part of one big story arc that was going to continue in Cataclysm, where we were also going to see Neptulon aid us against the old gods. But because people didn't like Vashir, it was completely dropped. It's a shame. I really would have liked to have seen that continue. I know I'm not alone. There's plenty of people that would like to see that continue. So this is our next boss. Rockmar the Crackler. Following Draenor's destruction, the Rockmar fled into the depths of Zangarmarsh. The energies that had torn the world apart enveloped the behemoth, bolstering its strength and size at the price of constant agony. The Naga were awed by Rockmar's ferocity when they first arrived in the region. Rather than kill the beast, they enslaved it and used the creature to subjugate much of Zangarmarsh's indigenous life. So he's got Grievous Wound, Frenzy, Water Spit. Yeah.
I need to get closer.
Not really much to show off in that. I don't remember that being like a tough fight or anything. This next one, though, yeesh. This this one can be a bit annoying. I'll read that in just a moment. Let's try and save the druids that are captured in here, shall we? Hey, over here! Yeah, over here! I'm in this cage!
Peace be with you.
I almost made it. I came in here to prove the existence of Quagmire, that most mythical of fungal giants. I got my wish. Well, sort of. You must set me free. In return, I'll grant you a boon to help you deal with Quagmire. Alright, bite. I'll let you out.
Farewell.
Uh-oh. It would appear that all the noise you're making has attracted some unwanted attention.
Greetings.
Now that the rude interruption is over, as I was saying, Quagmire is nearby. As promised, I can fortify you with a magical boon that should aid you in your fight against him. Grant me your boon.
Go in peace.
So he gives us Mark of Bite, increases nature resistance by 10, and increases all stats by 5. I'm sorry, by 5%. Quagmire was once a ruler of Sangamarsh's immense fungal giants. He's down there in the water, by the way. He was captured by the Naga while wandering the region's serpentine caverns and subjugated to excruciating torture. Now this broken being serves his overlords without question, silencing all who oppose the will of Lady Vosh. So yeah, he can be a bit of a nasty fight. He has Cleave, Uppercut, Acid Spray, which is just ugh, and Poison Bolt Volley. I've experienced wipes to this guy in Time Walking. Because, yes, this is a Time Walking dungeon. Just waiting to see if he's going to do his abilities. There's the Poison Bolt Volley. There's the Acid Spray. Yeah, that can be very nasty. That's the stuff that has actually caused our group to wipe.
Ishnuala.
Where's Green Thumb?
I am honored.
So now we have this long run back, but before we do that, I actually am curious. Alright, hold on. Let me just see what's going on here. Oh. So I think I actually may have run by where Green Thumb is. Because, yeah, Green Thumb is not in a great condition. So give me a second here to... It's not really the actual Wowhead page of the quest that tells me where exactly to, you know... It's usually more so like the comments. Like the comments will tell me like what I actually need to know, because I'm looking at this, I'm like, isn't Green Thumb supposed to be here? Apparently not. It says he is up the ramp facing the water you jump into. And I'm like, what? Oh, so it's not over here. This is why I hate the way it's marked, because it's saying he's over here. That's not true. It's actually back where Menu is. Yeah, I'm serious. So, first you kill Menu the Betrayer, and then after dropping down into the water from the broken bridge, the ramp straight ahead leads to a small alcove with Green Thumb lying on his face. So we have to go back to that spot over here to find Green Thumb. So in case you get lost about where exactly he is, if you're trying to do this, I'm going to show you where he is. One way or another, I'm finding Green Thumb before we end this video.
It's too far.
So we drop down here, and apparently he's going to be up this ramp. Yep, there he is. Right there. Sorry, Green Thumb. Here lies the remains of Leader Green Thumb, one of Watcher Jang's druid companions. By all appearances, he was killed quick and clean while trying to make his escape from the slave pens. Unfortunate. Quite unfortunate. So now we have to run back to turn these in. There's no quick way back to the entrance. But fortunately, we can just jump into the water here and just go up this ramp to cut back on our run back. Don't be surprised if I have to do something similar, but that's one of the things. It's like, oh, hey, I can like literally look up any of these things on Wowhead, and either the page will tell me or somebody in the comments of that page will tell me exactly what I need to know. Remember, if you're having a hard time finding info about something specific, don't just look at the Wowhead page. Look at the comments of the Wowhead page, because sometimes the people in the comment section will give you much more specific info that will help you instead of the actual page itself. Trust me on that.
Light. Must remember the light.
Menu's death will not fix the broken backs of my family and friends, but it will give them a chance to live the rest of their lives free.
Luck to you.
Ishnu Allah, Del Nadrith.
The loss of life, it pains me. Thank you. When we are all reunited, the Naga won't stand a chance.
Good luck, friend. Goddess watch
I'm
over
glad
you.
their spirits are now free. I wish we could say the same for the rest of their kind. There is still much work to be done, especially elsewhere in Coilfang.
Be careful.
No kidding. So, up next, I believe we will be heading to the Underbog. Stay tuned.